Welcome to Inspired Conversations, Living the Legacy with Legends. My name is Nkateko and I am your host. It was one of the great apostles who said, I pray that all goes well with you, even your health goes well. My next guest is passionate about youth development, specifically on the health environment. And he's here today to share more about his community work. Mr. Nkateko Koboka.
Definitely.
Yes, welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes, I just want to know who is, a 19-year-old Nkateko Koboka.
Okay, so my name is Nkateko Koboka. I'm 19 years of age. I am a first-year PR student, and I do a number of community works. I founded my own organization. I co-founded another one alongside my twin brother as well. I am a Tulima Tonzela Foundation ambassador, public speaker, mentor, social activist, and a model. And yeah, I think that's just about what I do.
Okay. And the love of community, especially youth development, where does it come from?
Sure, I think I got it from two sources, right? One was my mom. I thank God for my mom. My mom was a community nurse, and when we were young, every time we came early from school, we used to go and ride along with her on a mobile clinic, and that's where we saw the love for her, the love she had for homeless people, And I think that's where we started developing the passion to help people, and I think the actual passion to start something happened in 2014 when I was awarded the Lead SA Youth Hero for saving a guy who got shot. And then we won the Lead SA Youth Hero Award, went on multiple radio stations, TV interviews, and I think that's where the passion started. I was like, if I'm being recognized for something that I considered as my job, I mean, what else can I do, Not because I want recognition, not because I want fame, for the love and satisfaction of helping people. And I think that's where it all started.
Okay. Tell us more about the incident of helping a gun-wounded person when you were 15 years old.
Definitely. So we were on our way to the taxi rank, right? And two cars were speeding our way, and the other one overtook the other one, right? And then we saw guys with guns come out the car, start shooting at the car, right? And we didn't know what's going on. They were wearing police vests, and we just stood there in shock because it's our first time ever seeing anything like that, And those guys took something from the boot of the other car, and then they drove off. And the guy was sitting there, and he was just not moving, And since we're trained as first aiders, right, we know what to do, but it was just the shock of the moment, like we've never actually witnessed this before. And this was the first time it happened. So we ran up to the car to check how the person is doing, and he was just unconscious, right? There was blood all over the car. The driver was in a hysteric state, couldn't stop screaming, couldn't stop shouting. And we then started kicking in our instincts of first aid, took out, and we walk around in gloves everywhere we go, for in case we come up across an accident or anything of that sort. And when we did that, we started saving the guy, making sure that we control the bleeding, check his pulse, everything that has to do with saving the guy, we did that. And then the nurse came by. She drove by, she came, she stood, and then she's like, you guys are doing everything that I would have been doing if I was here. So I'll leave you guys, and then I will rush off. We're like, okay, cool. That's the first time ever anyone has ever recognized what we do, in a sense, right? We called the paramedics. Paramedics came through, and they didn't make us feel like we were belittled. They didn't belittle us. They didn't make us feel like we're doing something wrong. They helped us. They educated us, and it was just an overwhelming day for me, I had to put emotions aside, to help the person, because essentially it was a scary thing to see, but then I was able to put that aside to help the guy.
And how did you feel when you were awarded for that?
It was a shock, It happened, I think, a week later. The guy came, he's like, okay, look, you guys have been nominated for this award by one of the teachers at your school, and you guys have won. I was like, what's happening? I was so confused because I didn't know what Lead SA was. I did not know that you could actually nominate someone for that. I didn't know what we did was extraordinary, And when that happened, it was just like, okay, maybe this is something good, maybe I did something right. For the first time, It was a sort of clapping hands, something that is like, okay, I'm recognizing what you guys are doing. It is amazing, So honestly, I was over the top. I was excited, super excited rather, because on radio, on TV, my friends could see me. I was so excited about that. But nonetheless, honestly, it made me happy, and I think that's why I developed a passion to become a paramedic as well. So I'm an aspiring paramedic as well because of the thrill, the satisfaction I get from saving people.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. And I think that's where it developed for you to start an organization.
Definitely.
You're more of environmental health.
Yeah.
Plan South Africa.
Mm,
Can you tell us
Okay,
about
so Plan South Africa is an organization that deals, or rather seeks to educate the youth, especially in primary school, about environmental health, right? So how we do this in three ways: planting, recycling, and commercial small-scale farming. So within this, we teach them business skills so they can make money off the plants or crops that they grow at home. Do you understand? So we teach them how to grow their tomatoes, their carrots, onions, whatever it is. And then we teach them how to sell these. So in essence, we're teaching them business skills as well, environmental skills too. So they can go green from a young age, you understand? Because essentially there's a lot of pollution going on, and we'd like to minimize that, because essentially we can't be destroying what we live in. Because if we do destroy it, where are we going to live, So that's why I decided to teach them at a grassroots level. Because essentially there's a saying that says you can't teach an old dog new tricks, And essentially it's sort of true, especially with grown-ups, it's hard to teach them something new, especially if you're a young person, So like, actually start at grassroots levels in primary school, yeah.
No, that's a great one. I mean, you remind me the scripture in the Bible that says, teach a child while he's still young, so that when he's old, he will not.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a very great one. Now, when it comes to farming, how do you go about helping them, like especially to take farming, because nowadays when we talk to a young person about farming, he thinks of farming is of old people.
Old people,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
how do you go about actually showing them that farming is actually relevant for
So what we do is that we would ask the school for a small portion of land, right? And then tell them to come with not pills, man, like your potatoes, anything that is vegetable-like, right, that we can use as compost for the soil, right? Tell them, bring that to school and we'll teach you how to do it. So after a week, we put it in a container, fill it with water, leave it in the sun for like 3-4 days, right? And then it starts getting ripe. You understand? And then we teach them, okay, here's seeds, here's pea seeds, here's tomato seeds, here's potato seeds, here's how we're going to teach you how to do it, right? So you basically dig, bury your seed, pour water in it, and then you put the ripe pills on it, right? And then therefore it's going to make the soil rich. So we teach them those things too, we show them how to do it, and then the following week we tell them now, okay, here's your seeds, here's whatnot, you show us how to do it now. Do you understand? So therefore they learn via practical and learning. You understand? They also do learn this in, I think, is it natural science, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. And we teach them like that, Sometimes we get environmental experts to come teach them and tell them the causes, or rather the advantages of going green, planting and farming and so forth.
And talking about inviting experts to come, I wanted to ask if you do you have people that you're working with apart from inviting experts?
Yes, I am working with a group, just a small group of my friends actually. My twin brother, my friend Julile. There's about 4 of us in total. So yes, I do work with them. So we go to different schools, but mainly now we're still working at one school for now, just so we can. It just newly started, So now we're just learning our way into it. So when we feel that we are good enough to move into other schools, we'll definitely do so.
Good, that's great. Let's talk about the young leaders of tomorrow. Where you guys focus on social and domestic issues. Yeah. How do you go about?
Okay, so Young Leaders of Tomorrow is basically an organization that deals, as you said, with social and domestic problems, right? So what we do this in 2 ways. We have our campaigns and projects. Our campaigns is what we do to raise awareness about certain issues. Then our projects, the tangible work we do in our communities, you're donating sanitary pads, foods, clothing to a home or charity, whatever the case is, that is just the practical work that we do. Currently, right now, we are doing a campaign called the hashtag Suicide Awareness Campaign, which seeks to educate, inform, and to destigmatize mental health, especially amongst the youth in black communities. Because essentially, I don't mean to be frank or anything, but mental health is seen as attention-seeking, demonic, as a attention-seeking mechanism, especially in black communities. So that's what we aim to do. You understand? We want to help the youth with the mental illnesses that they have. But essentially, we can't help them if they're still going to go back into the toxic environments at home, in the communities, wherever it is, right? So now our main focus now is the youth, and then when we're done, when we feel like we've done enough, we then move into the community, where we then educate the whole community on mental health and how to pick up signs of people who are depressed or have any other mental illnesses.
Okay. Now, talking about project, you said
Yeah.
you have campaigns and projects.
Yeah.
Now, in the issue of project, that's where you guys go out and then donate.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you guys, you're still young people.
Definitely.
You're a student.
Yeah,
Where do
yeah.
you get the money? Because those things, they need money.
They need money, definitely. And my mom is a very big influence in me. When I told my mom about starting this organization first, she was like, okay, I'll support you, but I won't give you any funds for it. For two reasons mainly. I want you to be able to know how to get funds for yourself, and I want you to be able to then be responsible for that money, because essentially if you work hard for your money, you're going to be wise about how you use it, instead of when you just get it for free, you just want to spend it like that. So with that, essentially we did not have any funds. We would then take our initiative to social media and ask people to donate, and people would come in numbers to donate a number of things: clothing items, food, sanitary pads, toiletries, whatever the case is, and that's how we go about getting these things. If we do not have the funds for them, we get the community or the public at large to donate whatever they can.
Currently, you have been awarded as an SA
Yeah.
award, where me and you were in the same category, and unfortunately I did not win that award. Tell us about the experience. Just
Okay, so firstly I must say that everyone in the category was a winner, so you are a winner.
thank you.
Shoo, man, I must say this came as a shocking thing, because I did not know I was nominated. I got a call from the woman who runs the initiative, Amanda, and she's like, "You've been nominated." I was so shocked, And then when I actually got my poster, I was like, this is me, actually people can vote for me. So then I started asking people to vote for me. And then I think that's when I started to realize how many people support me and how much it is that people appreciate what I do in the community. Honestly, it was a frustrating process leading up to the awards, because I was wondering, am I leading, am I not leading? And then we got the polls back, and I was, I think, number 2 in our category, and then 3 in overall with the voting numbers. And I was just, I probably wanted to give up, the days when I didn't want to campaign for votes, and I was just like, what, I'm done with this, but something told me to keep going, and lo and behold, I won the award, and I was so shocked, because there's so many people in my category who are doing amazing things that would deserve the award. We are all deserving of the award. We are all doing great things, and I feel like just for the fact that we're all nominated makes us all winners, and for the fact that I won is just amazing. It's overwhelming.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And the journey after the awards, how has it been?
Well, I get this question a lot. People always ask me, what's next, and I don't know what's next. I'm going to be quite honest. I don't know what's next. I am planning a few events later in the year. One being the Suicide Awareness March, where we're going to have a silent march to commemorate lives lost to suicide in October, which is the Mental Health Month. And then as well, I got a call inviting me to be one of the ambassadors for the Tulmadonsela Foundation as well. I also got an invite to be one of the facilitators for a program that seeks to educate kids in high school about the film industry, And I was just like blown away by that. You know, the opportunities that I got after winning and before was just amazing.
And I mean, I'm listening to you. You're doing a lot of things, and at the same time, you're a student.
Yeah.
How do you balance your time?
Honestly, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But luckily, my timetable allows me to be flexible. Most of the times, the latest I end is 2 o'clock. You understand? I'm free on a Tuesday. I don't have classes on Tuesday at all. So anytime I get a chance to away from school. So what I'll do is that I go to school, I spend an hour in the library doing either homework, research, assignment, or whatever it is, right? After that, I'm then free to do any of the projects that I want to do, you understand? Whether it be research, going to people, knocking on doors, making contacts, networking, whatever the case is. Do you understand? And then when I get home, of course, I still have responsibilities to cook, to help my little brother with the homework, to clean and all these things. But then again, it's just a matter of using my time well, you know, managing my time very well. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes I do mismanage my time. I do double book myself. I do set myself up and not for instance, study, you know, tell myself, no, I'm going to study tomorrow, procrastinate about those things. And then, but I guess it's just finding my feet and just learning how to use my time. That's how I cope.
The last question that I will ask you before we finish this inspirational conversation, we are embarking on the Youth Month very soon. According to you, I mean, you know the history, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
1976. The youth of 1976 and the youth of 2019, according to you, what can you say about that?
My fellow youth might hate me for this, but I will say it anyway. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, our youth is so focused on being famous, being Instagram celebs, you know, focusing on drinking, partying, and all these things, you know. Yet the youth of back then was focusing on relevant issues like fighting for our education, fighting for not having Afrikaans as a learning language in school, you know, fighting for all the relevant things that were beneficial for our generation, you know. And when I look at our generation, I just think like, what is it that we are not doing right? You know, why is it that we're not fighting for something that could be beneficial for our kids, our grandkids, and so forth? You know, but then again, I feel like we do have a few young people doing great things. You know, there's a saying that great leaders in the past did not die, they multiplied. You know, and I feel like that's the case with the youth today. Some of the youth are still upcoming, some of the youth are still doing great things, you know. But then again, there's still much to be done by the youth. So I'd say that the youth just needs to focus on relevant issues that is going to be helpful for our generation and generations to come.
You know, and I agree with you, and I also believe that, you know, our fellow youth are too much dependent, you know. They depend too much on the government. You know, they want to be spoon-fed. Everything they just want to get for free. They don't know how to stand up on their own and do things for themselves. And then I believe that, you know, for us to change our country, we need to stand up.
Definitely.
And do things for ourselves. You know, J.F. Kennedy once said that: "Do not ask what your government will do for you, but ask yourself what you do for the government." So I think that's the mentality of that we must have as young people of South Africa. And I believe
definitely.
You know. Mr. Koboka, thank you, sir, for coming to my show.
Thank you for having me.
That's an inspirational, you know, conversation that we had, and then continue doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You need heroes like you. You need legends like you, and just impart that knowledge to others.
Definitely.
As you said that there are only few. Let us make them. Let us multiply them.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's make them more so that we change our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Inspired Conversations, Living the Legacy with Legends. My name is Nkateko, and I'm saying to you, let's meet next time, same place, same time, on Global Conference TV. The journey continues.